coming.
Yeah, one of our free softwares.
Free softwares. That's all free software. Open source. Communism forever. It's Britney, bitch. I mean, it's Space Wars, bitch. Bitch.
I'm Brittany. I mean, I'm Jamie Lynn. I mean, I'm Sean.
I'm Britney.
Bitch.
Britney Spears.
She's going crazy again, you know that? At least that's what...
Really? I thought she was, like, killing it in Las Vegas or something. Or is
Yeah.
that not going on anymore?
That might be over now. I know she had that installation in Vegas.
Residency.
I like to consider it installation more.
She's just like a walking art piece anyways, right? Britney Spears is an installation. If I was going to run for president, you know what my platform would be at this point?
Nope.
It'd be, we got to let the kids drink the original Four Loko formula. That's it. Everything's coming to an end anyways. These young kids need to know what it's like to drink 2 Four Locos at your friend's apartment, start playing beer pong at a house party Friday night, and then time travel to your ex's bed Sunday morning. As the kids need to know. They need to experience it.
I feel like you can get that same experience without Four Locos.
No, it's a unique experience with the original Four Loko formula where it's way too much caffeine, 12% alcohol, fuck you up. I know they got White Claw now, but White Claw is bougie. That's for the bourgeoisie.
I don't think there's
Four
caffeine in White Claw.
Four Locos for the people. For the people, it's Four Loko.
I don't know that any of those major alcohol brands are for anybody, but fair enough.
Four Locos for the people. It started out as only grape flavor. It was disgusting. They moved on to other flavors, equally disgusting. Kool-Aid and battery acid is basically every flavor.
All those drinks are the same. I mean, first of all, don't drink White Claw. There's no caffeine in it. You're not going to have any fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Second of all, it tastes awful, too.
You need the 300 milligrams of caffeine that only Four Loko original recipe can provide. Apparently, you're up all night, but you don't remember it.
Just drink a bunch of Irish coffees. You get the same experience.
But you'd be dookie-ing everywhere.
That's why I drink coffee, to get that good BM going.
Get the dookie out. I'd be like, yeah, this is dookie looking like Guinness. The froth and the foam.
There is a certain kind of beer shit that's a little bit frothy.
Yeah, I know that because I'm allergic to hops or barley or something. Because if I drink more than a couple of beers the next day, my throat will bother me, my sinuses, and then it'll be like...
You probably have gluten intolerance. We probably both do.
Actually, that might make sense because I've been having a lot of stomach problems lately, and it's
welcome to my life.
I didn't eat bread very much for a while,
and it helps.
Now I've been eating bread, and it seems like it's worse.
Damn.
I just
maybe I need to cut out bread again and see if it helps.
I just now made that connection. I was like, wait a minute, wait a second.
Now who's gonna be drinking White Claws? It's the only alcohol you can drink.
Yeah, I'm planning on going vegetarian actually in the next few days.
That's gonna be real hard if you can't eat bread.
That's a good point. I've just eaten beans and rice nonstop.
Beans and rice.
Beans and rice. There's no ethical consumption under capitalism, but maybe if you grow your own beans and rice.
How the hell are you gonna grow your own rice?
Well, I mean, here you can't. You can't here in the desert, but if you're up in the mountains, you get your rice paddies going.
We watched Shaolin versus Wu-Tang. You want to talk about anything else before we get into
Shaolin versus Wu-Tang, also known as Shaolin
Taiga
and Wu-Tang,
yeah,
which I think is actually more accurate translation.
I like versus Wu-Tang better.
Well, but they're not really versing each other though. You know what I mean? There's
there's an ancient there's
a
sibling rivalry.
Yeah,
they're kind of ribbing each other,
and there's a lot of misunderstandings in this one, but it doesn't seem like they're against each other. They're really against this aristocrat, whatever he's like,
until the very end. Yeah. Then for some reason they're like, "Oh no, don't die!"
Yeah, that's because they're honorable. Yeah, Shaolin and Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang's not real.
GungFu.
Obviously,
Shaolin's not really real anymore either.
Shaolin's real, but it's not like how it's portrayed in any kung fu movie. And it never has been. It's about Buddhism and stuff. The fictional Wu-Tang are supposed to be Taoists in contrast to Buddhism, I guess. But they're not real. They're just named after the Wu-Tang Mountains. And so in this movie, they make the Shaolin... Well, not just this movie, but a lot of movies like, the Shaolin monks are so mystical and they have this divine power from all the crazy shit they do. And in this movie, they're like sliding around in oil, headbutting, punching bags, and doing weird weight training and stuff. That's kind of all Shaolin monks do is like meditate and work out. But I don't think they do crazy shit like that. And
Like
in
headbutt.
fact, I have daily schedule for a typical Shaolin monk according to.
Well, you also have to remember, like, there's a big disparity in China, you know, pre-communist revolution, post-communist revolution, especially in those temples.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That didn't affect the Shaolin very much.
I believe it did. I mean, that's what the Chinese might say. You know what I mean? But from what I understand, it affected a lot of, you know, religious sects in China.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would make sense because communist China is pretty whack. Yeah. Pretty whack. I mean, no, they're great because they have communist or socialist in the title of their party. So that
I don't know if you remember this, but
they're good in socialism.
I took Tai Chi for a long time, taught by an old black man, and he claimed to have learned it from a Tibetan dude that fled Tibet when the Chinese
Tibet,
invaded Tibet.
No, they weren't invading. They're just trying to show them the glory of homogenized culture. Language, religion, no. You must be Han Chinese culture. That is all. Oh, speaking of cultural hegemony, this is a Hong Kong movie, so they're speaking Cantonese, not Mandarin.
Mm-hmm. Well, most of the martial arts or kung fu movies you can think of are Hong Kong movies. Yeah, I mean, China wasn't really pumping out a lot of kung fu movies
until very recently, and it's all propaganda.
Yeah, no,
it's all about great empire and stuff.
I've seen Jet Li's recent movies.
Yeah. So, anyways, here's according to a modern Shaolin monk, and I don't think he's a monk technically because the monks usually don't ever leave the monastery, and this guy's like living in LA and stuff now, so he's just a practitioner. Like people like you can go stay at the monastery and learn Shaolin and then be like, all right, later. Anyway, his name's Sifu Wangbo. He's a Shaolin monk.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, who's 11 years old when, I guess he joined the temple at like 3. But he says a typical daily schedule, including the vegetarian diet served at each meal, is up at 5:30 a.m. Chanting. So you get up at 5:30 and you do chanting, which is like their form of prayer, obviously. Yeah. And then 6 a.m. you get some breakfast, which consists of a soup made of beans called 8 treasures, that's cute.
Oh. I like any soup or meal that has the word treasure in it.
Oh, it's just bean-based soup. Can't go wrong with beans. Like I said, beans and rice. That's all you need. Then more chanting and a half-hour break, followed by 2 hours of kung fu training. During training, the monks switch what form or style they are practicing every 10 minutes. Because, they do animal styles.
Yeah, tiger
style. After practice, more chanting until 11 a.m., then lunchtime, which consists of 5 to 6 different vegetables, tofu, and rice. There you go, there's the rice. We do not drink tea or liquids with our meals to aid in easy digestion, which seems counterintuitive. Aren't you supposed to? I mean, I don't
think you're supposed to drink. I think you're not supposed to drink with the food, but afterwards you're supposed to drink water.
Well, I'm always thirsty as hell if I eat a meal.
You got that celiac disease, don't you?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's a symptom or not, but I'm gonna go with it.
I got celiac disease. My friend has celiac, and I always just like, oh, how's your celiac doing? How's your celiac doing? It's my friend that ghosted me, so maybe that's why she ghosted me. She was tired of celiac. She was tired of those jokes. Lunch finishes at approximately 12:30 p.m.
Is it more treasures?
No, lunch is 5 to 6 different vegetables, tofu, and rice.
I don't like tofu. I mean, I guess you prepare it.
You cook it right, it's fine.
It's okay, but I really don't like it.
I don't mind tofu.
I never had tofu that I liked.
Now it's back to chanting. Then comes a 2-hour break. During this time, the monks may meditate, relax, or nap. I'd definitely be like a nap guy. Full from lunch, been doing kung fu. Time to take a nap.
Mm-hmm. I'm already dreaming about that now.
Yeah. At approximately 3 p.m., another 2-hour kung fu practice session begins. They do 2 a days. This wraps up at 5. There is no chanting before dinner out of respect for the dead. At 5:30 p.m., noodles are served for dinner with bread. Nice. It's noodle time. You get bread with your bread. Get some bread with your bread. The breads we eat are black or yellow wheat. 6:30 p.m., heart sutra chanting for 1 hour. We call the heart the center of the universe. 8 p.m., quiet time for meditation. 10 p.m., bedtime. I mean, pretty rigid schedule, but it's not. He doesn't say anything about using a weight on the end of a fishing pole to bang a gong. Like they're not doing crazy shit, you know? Like, yeah, they work out and meditate all the time, which doesn't seem that bad, honestly. I think I'm going to be a Shaolin monk now. I'm tired of all this Western bullshit.
People live in glorious communist China.
Also, here's another choice quote from Bo. It says, masters are not as powerful today due to the electrical signals such as Wi-Fi, satellite radio, television, etc. As a result, masters are exactly 15% less powerful than in ancient times.
Exactly 15%. He's done the measurements.
15%. Well, he does mention that they do like ECG monitoring to monitor the expansion of brain energy. So they're in there doing like pseudoscience to support their
bullshit
meditation. I mean, not to hate on them. It's just
I'm not hating. I'm just mocking them.
It's just religion's weird.
All religions, not just the Shaolin one, have some weird shit.
Yeah, religion's weird. And then you do keep people in like a regiment to, especially if you're in the monastery of any kind. Got to keep these guys in line, keep them in control. Just have them do the same shit all the time. Perfect. Coincidentally, I was also talking to my ex-girlfriend yesterday about Grimes, because I love Grimes. I have like a little bit of a crush on her. And my ex was like, man, that bitch, it sounds like American Psycho. And then she sent me an interview with Grimes where Grimes talks about her daily schedule. So I'd like to read that now because...
Oh my god, that's going to be weird. Go ahead.
Yeah, here we go. I think most of my like talk about Grimes on the podcast has been edited out because it usually sounds pretty crazy when you talk about Grimes. But...
This is standing?
I mean, this is pretty crazy, but it's like when my girl ex sent it to me, I was like, oh, she's crazy, and then sent like the hard eyes emoji. Because I'm kind of
She got that Marianne Grace.
Yeah, she's got big orb energy. All right, my training is a 360 approach. I first maintain a healthy cellular routine where I maximize the function of mitochondria with supplements such as NAD+, acetyl L-carnitine, magnesium, etc.
She's already, I can tell you right now, she's been hanging around Elon Musk way too long.
Yeah, this does sound like weird Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Especially the end is going to be like, what? This helps promote ATP and it's incredibly visceral. From that point, I spend 2 to 4 hours in my deprivation tank. That's from Joe Rogan, I think.
Also Elon Musk.
How
many hours?
2 to 4.
Holy shit. What do you do with your time?
Well, this allows me to astroglide to other dimensions.
Oh my god.
Astroglide. Isn't that a type of loop?
It is a type of loop.
I'm astroglide. To other dimensions, past, present, and future. In the afternoons, I do a 1 to 2 hour sword fighting session with my trainer James Liu. Hopefully, Wu-Tang sword style.
I really want to sword fight Grimes right now.
I think you'd probably just be able to overpower her.
That's exactly what I'd do.
She's pretty small. We go over the fundamentals that work the obliques, core stabilizers, and triceps, as well as do a few tricks. To wind down from this, I spend 30 to 45 minutes on an inclined hike at a roughly 4 to 4.5 miles per hour. Arguably the most efficient workout. Okay?
To who? Who are you arguing with?
I don't know if that's correct, but I don't have all the facts.
I feel like I know some physical trainers are going to argue that one.
I then spend 45 minutes stretching before heading into the studio where my mind and body are functioning at peak level with a neuroplastic goal between 57.5 and 71.5 APHCs, which is my preferred range for my blood type.
Oh my god.
Yep. I've outfitted my studio with the highest grade of red light. It is pretty much 100 or 1,000 square feet of IR sauna, infrared light.
Yeah, I know it.
Hannah then comes over and we do a screaming session for 20 to 25 minutes while I slow boil the honey tea that maximizes vocal proficiency.
I mean, the honey tea makes sense. I get that.
Yeah, and I get the screaming
parts
too.
of us are all. The problem is that she's so far up her own ass that I have a hard time.
This is we're on the final paragraph here where it's gonna be real interesting, like some kind of transhumanism shit.
All right, go for it.
That's honestly my favorite part. It's so like crazy. I have also eliminated all blue light from my vision through an experimental surgery that removes the top film of my eyeball and replaces it with an orange ultraflex polymer that my friend and I made in the lab this past winter as a means to cure seasonal depression. So she's got modified eyes.
So wait, she doesn't see blue at all anymore?
Completely remove blue light. You know, you get those sunglasses that are blue blockers. You
Yeah.
can't see, it blocks all blue light. That's what she's seeing all the time. She's seeing like Ultra HD.
I don't know if that's how it works. Plus, I mean, who's her friend that she designed this in her lab with?
Elon Musk. Old
Man,
Muskie.
there's a lot of bullshit in there. Like, I don't believe. I have legitimately tried to like meditate and do the astral projection bullshit, and I don't believe any of it. I still meditate. Well, I wake up in the morning, I try to meditate for like 10 minutes, and I try to do like a half an hour at some point during the day. But that's just for my own personal, like, to center myself. All this other bullshit is just that. It's bullshit.
You don't ever astroglide?
No, I've never astroglided into someone's anal cavity before.
I'm about to astroglide right now.
My favorite flavor of astroglide, and this is gonna shock some people, black cherry.
They got flavors?
All lubes have flavors, Kyle.
I've never had to use lube because I'm that good of a lover.
Even in the butt stuff?
You just get it all wet with your saliva.
I don't know if you have that much saliva.
Well, if you follow Grimes'
I don't, but
routine, you'll have enough saliva.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The key really is to cut your eyeball.
Yeah, you gotta get the blue light out of your life. That's how you get more saliva. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I like it. I'm gonna get my eyeballs modified. I'm gonna get telescoping eyes.
I'm gonna get laser eyes. Fuck this not seeing blue bullshit. I want laser eyes.
That blue is preventing you from salivating.
You know, I do use the yellow light filter on my iPad when I'm reading. So I guess that me and Grimes are almost doing the same thing.
Yep, sounds about right. I got everything dark themed on the internet.
Yeah,
I
me
make
too.
sure I always put the dark theme on, so that's pretty good, I guess. I'm up there. I'm doing things. I'm out here.
Do you think Grimes is a good offender as the kid that kneeled during the Pan American Games?
I don't think she can win medals.
No.
Mm-mm.
She's fencing for 2 hours a day, Kyle.
No, she didn't say anything about fencing. She just said sword training.
fighting.
Not even sword fighting.
It's sword training.
She's probably just doing like Tai Chi with swords. Well, yeah, because she has a music video where the beginning is her like messing around with the sword, and it's like just doing moves, and it's amazing. Everything she does is amazing, but you know it doesn't seem like she's gonna win any tournaments.
a lot of spinning involved.
Yeah, a lot of cool moves, and then Brooke Candy shows up, and she looks like a cyber goth. That's pretty cool. She's like sexy robot.
She's not quite as cool as cyberpunk Billy Idol.
Well, he had a whole album called Cyberpunk, and
I think we mentioned this before, but the album that ended Billy Idol's career.
I guess there's also like not avant-garde at all. You think Cyberpunk? I'm really gonna embrace.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's kind of.
It's just weird electro pop. Billy Idol, what a weird guy. He does not appear in this film. Shaolin and the Wu-Tang.
Grimes does though. I think she's the sister.
Yeah, June Kit's sister. It is directed by Gordon Liu and starring Gordon Liu.
As you may know him from Kill Bill.
Hopefully the doofuses listening at least know him as in Kill Bill Part 1 he plays Johnny Mo, the leader of the Crazy 88.
Pie
and
Man.
then Part 2 he's Master Pie Man. And he's always tossing his mustache around.
He's great in Kill Bill Volume 2.
The original plan for Kill Bill Volume 2 for Pie Man.
Wasn't Quentin Tarantino gonna play him or some shit?
No, so originally it was gonna be Gordon Liu was always who was gonna play Pie Man.
Uh-huh.
However, they originally wanted Gordon Liu to speak in Cantonese, and then he was gonna be dubbed over by Quentin Tarantino doing a bad dub job.
Oh, that would've been great.
To mimic all the kung fu movies of Quentin Tarantino's childhood and ours.
Like this one?
Yeah. So hopefully you know Gordon Liu at least from that. We're familiar with him because we grew up in the Bay Area, so there was a Japanese channel, a Chinese channel, and like a Pan-Asian channel. So there was always like kung fu on like Channel 8.
No, I think 8 was PBS. I know we're getting into the weeds here, but
yeah, you're right. Yeah, so we had an opportunity to see a lot of kung fu movies. What's interesting though is they would be the dubbed version, even though it's on like the.
Yeah, that's true.
Huh. I guess maybe like the like.
I actually did. Now that I think about it, I don't remember. We did have like channels that were geared towards Asian people or Chinese or Japanese channels, like you said. But I don't remember them actually being in Japanese or Chinese. I think they're all English.
I only remember them showing like kung fu movies too.
Well, that's probably the only time we watched them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe they had like news. I don't know. I wonder what else their programming would be. We got to see Gordon Liu growing up. We're more culturally woke than you guys. Sorry. It's just a part of being...
Hold on, I gotta clown on Grimes sword fighting someone.
It's just we're part of the coastal elite, so we got to see kung fu movies.
Well,
you
yeah,
guys
definitely
didn't.
the coastal part.
Yeah, we were on the coast. Gordon Liu is one of the proteges of the Shaw Brothers, Shaw Brothers are obviously like the kings of Hong Kong kung fu. Yeah, he started working underneath them, then he got really popular and started making his own movies. Did not have any popularity in the 90s, kind of died out. Quentin Tarantino actually really revitalized his career. Unfortunately, he's not doing too well health-wise, and he's kind of just in the assisted living home, and he's got no family, and it sounds kind of sad.
That sucks. I'm glad I don't do any research for these movies, and I hate you for telling me that.
Yeah, that sucks. That's too bad. That's just
because he looked really good in Kill Bill. I guess that was like 10 years ago now, wasn't it? More than that.
Jeez, the first part came out in 2004, I think. Yeah, it was like my senior year of high school, and then part 2. Oh man, oh jeez. And then David Carradine died from autoerotic asphyxiation. Man, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, I don't do it, but I never would, even if I found it really enjoyable, because I don't want my fucking family to find me like that.
I'm not trying to like king shame or anything, whatever.
Neither am I. I just don't want people to find me like that.
Yeah, but you feel like if it's your thing, you'd probably work out a way to like do it a little bit safer. But maybe like living
the
on
danger is
yeah,
part of the thrill.
Interesting.
You never thought about that, did you?
That's right. You do knife play and like you gotta come real deep. I want to see some organs. The danger. Every time we have sex, I gotta go to the hospital. Oh yeah, real quick before we get into
we're already into it, but go ahead.
Yeah, we get deep into it. Start talking about
what
plot
that you need Astroglass
stuff.
Oh yeah, the plot. So much of it.
The people are talking about the Amazon Prime show, The Boys.
Oh yeah,
based off of the Garth Ennis comic. Have you watched it?
Nope.
I started to watch it yesterday, but I fell asleep.
I haven't read the comic. I'd like to read it before I watch the show.
I like the comic a lot. But I was just thinking, even though it's Amazon Prime, so essentially there's no rules, you know, they're not on broadcast television. They don't really need advertisers. Basically, they can do whatever they want. There's no way it's going to be as crazy as the comic is. The comic's got crazy shit in it. Like, Garth Ennis specifically was like, all right, this one's going to be weirder than The Preacher.
Which is it's a real chore if you've read The Preacher.
And then it was. I don't know. I also know it's going to be one of those things where it's like nothing's resolved. It's cool to read the comics because you can just read the whole story at this point.
Yeah.
And it's satisfying. And it's like, I kind of want to watch it just because I like the comics, but then I don't want to watch it because it's only 8 episodes and I know it's going to be like shit barely happens. You know? And they're like, all right, see you in 2 years. Yeah, TV shows are whack. Just read the comics is basically what I have to say. And there's no way they're going to show like, this is a deep cut from further in the comics, but there's a character named Mother's Milk who's one of the boys, and he gets powered by his mother's milk. She eventually turns into a giant blob tentacle nipple demon. And there's no way that's going to be in the show.
We can always hope.
Yeah. But I did see like someone's review of it on Amazon that was going around was like, this show is anti-Christian, anti-capitalism, anti-blah, blah, blah, like, and got like 1-star review. And I was like, sounds like a 5-star review to me. I'll watch it. So maybe they did all right.
I haven't watched obviously I said I haven't watched The Boys, but I can't imagine it's much more anti-Christian than The Preacher.
Yeah. Honestly, like, shit's on religion quite a bit. Like,
well, but I mean, like, The Preacher, like, the climax is basically God turns out to be a huge asshole. He gets killed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on par with it, for sure. Because it takes...
spoilers if you haven't watched, is The Preacher over yet? I haven't watched The Preacher.
Seasons on right now.
But I've read it. This is another Seth Rogen joint, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he did produce The Boys as well. He just loves Garth Ennis.
Yeah, bastard.
Who doesn't? I was thinking the only good comic book writers that I like are British. Like, I know saying Garth Ennis is a stretch because he's from
Neil
Northern
Gaiman,
Ireland.
yeah.
Grant Morrison. That's that generation of those.
Frank Miller.
Ooh. Sin City was cool.
I don't know. That's the thing. Like Frank Miller's some of his earlier stuff is really good, but
Yeah.
he's just so uneven.
I don't know if Garth Ennis identifies as being British though. He's from Northern Ireland, but he is Irish, not.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, whatever.
You
He's,
get the idea.
your favorite comic book writers are foreign.
They're British Islanders, you know. They hate Thatcher and Reagan and government and Christianity and popular culture.
Pretty sure Moore loves Christianity.
No, he loves the snake god. I forgot his name. And
I was trying to think of the D&D snake god, but I can't remember his name.
All right, yep, enough sidetracking there. It's time for Shaolin and Wu-Tang. I guess other people might know it because of the sound clips that were taken from the dub for the Wu-Tang Clan's first album, 36 Chambers of Shaolin.
Don't they take it from some of the albums?
Chambers of Wu-Tang.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a movie called 36 Chambers of Shaolin. They'll also call starring Gordon Liu, and his most famous role he plays Sante. It's another Shaolin monk. He just loves playing Shaolin monks. 36 Chambers, I think it's only got like a handful of clips from it, but it's like all the best ones.
Tiger style.
Shaolin shadow boxing and the Wu-Tang sword. It's the mystery of chess boxing. That's the best Wu-Tang song. I know it's like super mainstream at this point, but it's just when ODB comes in, he's like,
you can hear him. I like how you can hear him warm up in the background.
Yeah, he's just getting ready to come in, go deep like a baby seal. That's Ghostface. Man, I love Wu-Tang. Can you name all 9 members?
I don't know if I can anymore.
Hold on. All right, you got the RZA, the Jizza, Ghostface Killer, Method Man, Raekwon, Inspector Deck, Old Dirty Bastard, You God, Master Killer. There you go. That's on there. Master Killer was in prison when they recorded 36 Chambers. He's barely on it. I think he's on Protect Your Neck because they recorded that like way before the album. Interestingly, that's what this movie is all about, is you got to protect your neck.
I don't know if that's quite true. It seems like it's more about this old rich dude who wants to learn all the secrets of Kung Fu for himself.
Yeah, so he's like a local ruler.
Lord? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's not quite clear.
Well, I just don't.
It could be the dub, too, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know specifically what his title would be in Chinese like feudalism, because that's kind of what it is. Obviously he's the emperor, and then it goes down the line. He's like an earl, the equivalent of an earl, I guess.
Daimyo.
Yeah, he's just like the local landlord. He's a dickhead, obviously. His dub does have the best voice, and that's why like all his lines are the ones that are 36.
Tiger style.
Tiger style. We start off. We got 2 heroes. All right, we got Junkit and Wu-Fu. And Wu-Fu is master. Well, he's under the tutelage of the local master of the Wu-Tang sword style, and Junkit is doing Shaolin. What do they call the boxing style?
I want to say shadow boxing. That's not right.
No, it's
Ching.
Yeah, Jang
Ching.
Ching. Something?
Yeah.
They're friends. They have a playful rivalry.
Super playful.
Also,
some would even say a bit homoerotic.
No, because Wu-Fu loves Junkit's sister. Or, well, Junkit's sister.
That doesn't mean nothing. Sexuality is a spectrum, Kyle.
Yeah, you're right. And he probably, maybe they have an open relationship. He's like,
it's a weird
in this relationship, you can bang members of our family. Keep it close to home. Yeah, that'd be a pretty weird one. This landlord, he just really wants to know the Shaolin boxing technique and the Wu-Tang sword technique because he wants to be able to defeat everyone. Thing is, though, he already seems like super powerful without knowing these 2 styles.
Yeah, he knows a lot of gung-fu already.
Yeah, because he's like, he can beat up even at the end when they've mastered the Wu-Tang sword and Shaolin.
Yeah,
he can still hold
he's
his own against both of them. I mean,
he only knows part of the style.
Yeah,
he's not a master.
I like the. Yes, I've learned both styles badly.
It reminds me of Kung Pao under the fist. Well, no, pay no attention to him below. We purposely trained him wrong as a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just the dubs were bad back then.
I love them.
It's part of
the charm. It's always the same company. Like, this is definitely the same company that did Police Story.
Yeah, it's
and the Transformer animes that we used to watch.
Oh, Desires.
Oh, Desires.
Desires.
You have come here.
Yeah, it was Transformers Victory.
Headmasters. Master Force.
So the Transformers toy line got ridiculous. Like, we just need new, innovative shit. So we got Headmasters now and whatever.
Yeah, the heads come off and they're another robot.
And it's like, this is ridiculous. The cartoon is canceled. In Japan, they're like, we can work with this.
And it gets more ridiculous.
It sure does. Speaking of Kung Pao, isn't his sister Yun Fei?
Oh, it's been so long since Kung Pao might be.
She's like the love interest in Kung Pao.
Yeah.
You know, they just chop out characters from other movies. Or maybe just every female heroine in Kung Fu movies had the little bang things going on.
Well, I mean, like, they'll have a very similar hairstyle.
Well, yeah, when they... So, Wu Fu gets captured because he kills his master, the landlord.
Well, I mean, the landlord has, like, this big elaborate plan, I guess. He's like, let's play chess, and I'm going to drink this wine. Or tea. It's actually tea, but they say wine in the dub, right?
Yeah, they say wine. Maybe it could be wine. I don't know. Maybe they serve everything in teacups.
I feel like it's
in like a really formal tea ceremony.
I just feel like
yeah.
American audiences won't appreciate.
They won't understand tea.
You got to drink alcohol like men.
Enjoy this whiskey. Enjoy this Bud Light. Yeah, it probably is just tea and not wine. Yeah, that scene though. Another cool line from that's used by the Wu-Tang Clan is the game of chess is like a sword fight. And that's why they play chess, because they're having as if they're having a sword fight, but a sword fight
in their minds.
I don't know how to play the game they were playing, so they keep doing moves where it's like whoa.
No, it's not chess they're playing.
No, it's I looked up what it was called, but now I forget because I'm not a native Chinese speaker, as you might imagine. Sometimes I feel like
just throw some tones together. That's what
I was gonna say. Is like if I try to approximate what I think it is, I'll probably sound shitty, so I'm not gonna do it. Anyhow, part of his elaborate plan is drink this dirty wine or tea, and he's getting sick. He's like, oh man, he's trying to use his power, I think, so he doesn't die. And the landlord's, well, give me the book. I need the Wu-Tang book. Doesn't really come up again. Do you think they straight up have like a manual on Wu-Tang styles?
Yeah, that's what the implication is. It just seems like such a bad plan. He's like, all right, I'm going to poison you. And if you don't give me the book, you're going to die.
Yeah, especially because Wu Fu is there.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's like, Master's like, Wu Fu, I've never trained in Wu-Tang. He doesn't know shit. He's an idiot. And then he gives him the sword.
Another Wimplo joke. And he starts showing him Wu-Tang.
He starts showing him Wu-Tang moves. And
to help. He's playing the landlord at this point. He's like, here, let me show you how Wu-Tang's done.
Yeah, and then he's like, Dragon's Tail. And he jumps in the way so he gets stabbed. Master's dead. And so Rufu's going to jail. The landlord's going to arrest him. And like... This is the start of you realizing our heroes are buffoons. Because he's just like straight up like, I deserve this. I was there and saw my master was poisoned, and it was all like an elaborate like trap.
Yeah, it was a trick.
My master. And my master clearly killed himself on purpose on the sword. But no, I deserve this. I'm just the worst. For some reason, he gets locked up with like a dozen women. So I'm guessing are sex slaves.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Again, it's another ruse that's going on, right? Because there's a spy in there, and he's teaching the spy some of the Wu-Tang, right?
No.
To escape?
So Gordon Liu's character, Jun Kit, and his sister know Wu Fu's been in prison. And
right.
Like, this is bullshit. We're going to get him out. But because they're like starving him, he's super weak. Jun Kit sneaks in as one of the guards and is teaching the spy woman Shaolin style to heal him.
I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, he does moves on her for her to replicate onto Wu Fu to like heal him because Shaolin superpowers obviously, and so she learns a little bit of Shaolin, and then they escape. Turns out she's a spy, but during the fight with like all the landlord's guards or whatever,
like she learns Wu-Tang from
Wu Fu, and I love that shit in kung fu movies where people are like teamed up doing the same moves together. You know what I mean? Like it happens more often than you would think. But like
it's like a kung fu trope at this point.
This is really cool. It's like what a dance. But yeah, so they do that and so then she learns a little bit of Wu-Tang. Turns out she's the sister of the landlord. I feel like that might be in the dub, but like not the actual story.
Yeah.
And she goes back and teaches what she knows to the shitty dude.
And he's like, all right, perfect.
He's like, cool, I know enough. I'm just like really bad at it. So what I'm going to do is
wipe out both clans.
Wu-Tang and Shaolin kill each other, so I'll be the only one who knows this shit. He's like, what?
It's like the monkey paws wish, like where, I want to be the greatest basketball player in the world, but you don't get any better. Everybody else just gets worse.
And the thing is, what is his ultimate goal? Like,
he just wants to be a tough dude.
I guess. Like, I just want to be the most badass dude in this little town I live in. And it's like, well, you already are. You know what I mean? You're like already the boss.
Like, not only that, but he proves that he doesn't know complete Shaolin. We talked about this, but doesn't know complete Shaolin, doesn't know complete Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Knows some other martial arts. Kung Fu, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Still a complete badass enough to take on both these guys by himself at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and then
I mean, he loses, but he's still fighting two people.
Yeah, and then even at the end, Jun Kit is like, "Oh, you don't understand. They're basically the same because all Gung Fu comes from the original source. They're all just evolution."
And then he's like, they're merged the two styles together. It's beautiful.
And he's like, damn it! If only I would have known. My hubris got in the way. Oh, another buffoonery. So Wufu escapes with Jun Kit's sister, and she gets killed by the landlord's guards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Jun Kit finds his dead sister.
He's like, damn you, Wu-Tang!
Yeah, it's me. Like, fucking Wu-Tang did this. And so you guys were just running from the fucking landlord who's trying to kill you. Why would you immediately assume Wu-Tang did it?
It's some Shakespeare shit.
Yeah. Oh, damn it, Wu-Tang.
That whole sequence from the capture.
Yeah.
From what I should say, from the escape to the little fight with the landlord's forces to like Wu-Tang, the Wu-Tang clan like showing up out of nowhere, and then the sister dying. It really reminds me of like some Shakespeare shit.
Yeah, it's just like very over the top dramatic. Like, it doesn't make
Shakespeare
a lot of
shit.
sense. Yeah, it's just like event. Which Shakespeare's cutting edge at the time, I'm sure. But
not 1983.
Nah, not 1983. Not to be too disparaging, because I think this movie's great. I love
it. I mean, it's a kung fu movie. What do you want?
Yeah, I love the 80s, or I guess the 70s into 80s style, inspired by the Shaw Brothers, where it's just like so many moves with that like super loud punch sound effect.
Well, the other thing too is that the original sound effect, or is that the dub
It might be
sound engineering?
The dub, because the sound mixing for this
garbage.
is really bad. It's so loud. There's just like people yelling. It's sound effect background all in so many places. Like just a lot of sounds like women yelling, and it sounds like crowds, but there'll only be like 5 to 10 people on screen. Yeah, so it might be the bad sound mixing, but to me, it's integral to the Shaw Brothers and then their disciples' like output. It's like, yeah, you gotta have those like fucking punch sound effects. Yeah, there's so many punches though. Like they're always trying to hit pressure points, I guess. So they'll hit them like, I don't know. The style they use is cool. It's like dancing. Obviously, it's choreographed. None of these people really probably know kung fu, except for maybe some of the fight trainers that are involved and stuff like that. So it's more just, well, look at this cool dancing, and it looks way better than Marvel movies or anything. Could you imagine? Or I was thinking even Batman Begins.
Batman Begins was awful for their
there's
action.
so many cuts, right? And
people complain about it when it first came out, but like all the action's like really up close, and like I don't like it.
And well, I guess all of Nolan's trilogy, it's not like the fight.
Yeah, you know the funny thing about it is like Batman is like the perfect superhero, or Captain America too,
to do kung fu shit.
To do like a kung fu movie.
Yeah, Batman.
Let me write a Batman movie where he gets to go back to Japan.
He gets to do kung fu shit. Come on, let him do kung fu shit. Film it like a Shaw Brothers, where you can actually see like the full action taking place in one cut. Like I'm tired of this shit where it's like he throws a punch, cut.
I'm okay mixing it up a little bit. Like not everything has to be filmed so you can see the entire sequence, but it should be sometimes.
Most of the time, I think you need to show the start of the action.
Yeah, actually, I think it should be the majority of it should be shown, right?
Yeah, I think it's much more satisfying so say you're throwing a punch, the start of the punch and the contact from the punch, I think needs to be in the same shot. Like you can't cut around it. Like that's what sucks in modern action movies is all these cuts.
Yeah.
And it's just because they don't want to put in the effort for the choreography.
Blocking's hard.
I mean, it's not really though. Like this is all they did in this movie is they're on sets, controlled environments. Even if the scenes where they film outside, you just block a small area and then work out the choreography. And don't get me wrong, there's cuts in the fights to shorten the sequences so you don't have to do like 20 moves in a row. I'm sure there's films that do it, but it would be think about how many takes you would have to do.
Isn't
it
like a really
right.
long sequence in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yeah.
I think in the bar where she fights those guys.
All those dudes, yeah, that's all one sequence. But they had to film it like
I'm sure,
100 times,
art, Kyle.
Yeah, but that's different when you're Ang Lee and you've got all this money to make this crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean you're right. Marvel doesn't have any money to make.
I'm talking more about this period of kung fu movies where it's like we don't have time to do 100 takes of this fight.
I was just talking about how lazy Marvel is in some of their action sequences.
Well, we talked.
That's how we started this conversation.
Yeah, we talked about it on a podcast that you haven't heard yet because it has to do with our screenwriting we're currently doing.
Oh, was that what we were talking about?
Well, we were talking about Marvel doesn't need directors anymore because basically everything is done by the special effects team and the producers where everything's pre-visualized first. I honestly feel like that's why the action is so bad because it's not someone who necessarily understands film. It seems like it's people who know computer animation and how to put money into films. Like there's not any art to it.
I can think of a couple action sequences that kind of break the mold, but it's like they're all from Guardians of the Galaxy or
well, everyone likes that elevator fight in The Winter Soldier.
Well, I mean they just copied that from the comic books, so let's not give them too much credit.
Yeah. Thor Ragnarok is probably one of the best Marvel movies, but it doesn't have like amazing action.
Yeah, the action's not that great. There's a couple good shots.
Yeah, it's like what are you supposed to do with Thor though? Just have him hit shit and blow up.
I don't know. I feel like you can do some cool shit with the lightning and
yeah,
whatever. We're far afield of Gordon Liu now.
I mean, no, we're talking about how kung fu movies are better than anything Marvel's ever made. This movie, Shaolin and Wu-Tang, is the better action movie than any Marvel movie.
Yeah, I mean, the action's better. Story is not as good.
I guess, like I said before, I just have a hard time caring about any of the characters in the Marvel movies. I'm like, oh no, Hawkeye's daughter.
But you care about these characters? They're paper thin.
Oh no. Yeah, but that's not like the point of this movie. Marvel tries really hard to like, oh no, Hawkeye's daughter. Oh no.
You're just cynical.
And it's like, oh shit, don't. They're gonna time travel and fix it. They're gonna pull something out of their ass. It's the Avengers.
No shit, it's a movie, Kyle. That's what happens in all movies.
And then they're like, bum, bum, bum. It's the Avengers theme. Isn't it so iconic? No, it's garbage. Get that shit out of here, Marvel. Marvel Comics executive is the biggest donor to Trump, but he doesn't have anything to do with the movies anymore. So I'm not quite as big of a condemnation as I would like. I don't care though; they're fucking military propaganda, anyways.
What? Can Marvel movies?
Most of them got a lot of military propaganda.
Yeah, loosely maybe.
I noticed.
They basically say that the government has been infiltrated by Nazis in Winter Soldier, so I don't know that that's quite military propaganda.
Yeah, but there's the military's good guys, secret military good guys. I noticed in the first Iron Man though, when it wasn't under Disney control, there was a lot of like subtle commentary about the war in Iraq.
I don't know if it was that subtle.
Well, I mean, it's as subtle as Jon Favreau can get. Have you ever seen Chef?
No, I never saw Chef.
Food is good, and I like beautiful women. Jon Favreau.
I don't know, man. Food is good.
Yeah. Jon Favreau looks like he knows a bit about food, but he hates the Writers Guild
of America.
Yeah, he hates unions. So, die, capitalist pig. Gordon Liu, kill this man.
Can't. He's in some.
Yeah, he's old. Someone get him. Who are the new kung fu stars? Tony Jaa. The guy
I barely remember any actor's name, so you're really grasping at straws here.
Yeah, after I watched Shaolin and Wu-Tang, I was like on the internet, like, all right, I'm gonna find some good modern kung fu movies. There's gotta be some.
They use too much CG now too.
Yeah, I think probably Crouching Tiger was the end. Well, there was a little period afterwards where a lot of people were trying to copy it and using the wirework stuff, where it was at least still like being filmed live and stuff.
I don't like excessive wirework stuff either. I liked it in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon because
it made sense.
Yeah, and he did it to perfection. But I don't know that anybody's done a good job since then.
Yeah, that's true. Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan, 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 Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan, Chan, Chan.
What the hell's that?
Jackie Chan is kung fu fighting.
Whoa. Wow.
Remember that song? The internet, the old age of the internet? I guess more like probably like 99, but still. 99. Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan, Chan, Chan.
I don't really remember that one. I remember Chip and Dale's MMORPG. Watching this again, 36 Chambers of Shaolin is quite a bit better than this movie.
Yeah, I remember. I have not seen this movie in probably like 20 years or more now. But I don't remember it being one of my favorite kung fu movies, and it still isn't one that I really enjoy that much. I don't know why Wu-Tang likes it so much.
I like it. It serves its purpose, but I think a big reason why I like it is because of the sound clips that are in
the
Wu-Tang,
the actual out
36 Chambers. Yeah, because the whole movie I was just waiting for like
Tiger style.
The next line where but I mean it's still cool. Like you notice when they free the spy and she gets a makeover by the sister, she looks exactly like the sister.
That's how you do it.
Or is that was the style at the time? Was just those little wispy bangs?
I mean, I don't know, but are they copying like 80s Chinese style, or are they trying to do like an actual period piece?
Well, it seems like the hairstyle for the men are relative to the time period,
right?
Or at least the idea of what like ancient China was. So maybe that's what was cool for ladies back then. I don't remember seeing.
I don't know what time period in China this is supposed to take place either. So
yeah, well, it's not specified. Yeah. It's the time period where everyone was wearing silk robes and
it's just like Dirty Dancing. It's something in the 60s.
60s. Dirty Dancing takes place in the 60s?
Yeah, it doesn't make anything. If you watch it, it does not do a good job.
It seems like it's 1986 to me.
There is a part, it's supposed to take place in the 60s. They have like a 60s soundtrack, but like the last song feels very 80s. And she's definitely wearing like a unitard at one point.
And leg warmers, right?
Yeah.
I just never knew it was supposed to be the 60s. I guess that makes the pregnancy thing
more relevant.
Yeah, but anytime I watched it, I was like, yeah, fucking 80s Christian bullshit.
Nope.
Parents.
60s Christian bullshit.
Oh. It works either way.
That's why there's this like weird disparity between like the poor kids and like the black kids and then like the upper class and
yeah, but that could still be the 80s.
I know, but I mean like
all this shit could be today.
That's true, I guess. But to a certain extent, I just meant like they're very rigid in their class structure.
I guess, but it's still feel that way. Everyone just tries to pretend it's not the case. But Joe Biden said it best when he said, "I think poor kids
are just as smart as white kids."
Yeah. There you go.
Good to know I'm not poor.
You're white. You can't be poor.
Tell that on my bank account.
Yeah, I mean, not trying. Obviously, there is privileges that come with being a white.
Yeah,
I'm not
having money isn't necessarily one of them.
No.
Unfortunately.
And that seems like that's the best privilege, is to have money and be white, obviously.
Yeah. I'd rather be both.
Be white and rich. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I know. Look who's president.
Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, sometimes you get suicided, though.
Yeah, that's if you cross some other rich white people.
Stronger ones?
Yeah.
Stronger ones with more...
with more whiteness and more richness.
White people clout is, like, money. Yeah, you just gotta like, all right, here's some money so my kid can get into a good school, launder some privilege, then he get a good job, now he get the money, he can do whatever he want. That's the white people clout. White people got no culture except for money. Damn white people. It's kind of true though. Like I hardly ever meet interesting white people.
Oh, I mean, not in Arizona anymore.
No,
I definitely met plenty of Bay Area weirdos that were interesting.
Yeah, that's different though. But here it's like you're really out here with the suburban white folk.
I mean, there's some rural white folk out here that might be more interesting, but
I don't know if they got good stories. That's usually what I'm about. We gotta be funny and have good stories. Not like I know our podcast is like talking about pop culture or whatever, but it's just like, man, when
I don't know that. I guess Wu-Tang Clan has made Shaolin vs. Wu-Tang more pop culture, but it definitely isn't mainstream.
no, Wu-Tang's not even mainstream anymore. I feel like
It is.
I guess
definitely they're
kind of like leveled up into being like classic.
Yeah,
hip-hop,
they're in the
cultural
the rap
zeitgeist.
canon.
Yeah. Man, what a good album.
Give it to you.
What
What are we listening to next? Because we petered out on the Wu-Tang talk.
are we listening to?
Or
now?
watching next.
We're listening to our own podcast next and critiquing it live.
Yeah.
Well, what we're watching next is The Night of the Comet. Night of the Comet. I figured it's been a while since we saw any Zomboys.
Yeah, we haven't really done
No Zomboy stuff.
Zomboid movie.
Time for I was thinking Day of the Dead, but I want to save that for a special occasion because that's my favorite of the Dead movie.
We gotta do.
Return of the Living Dead, then Day of the Dead. But I feel like they're almost in two different categories because Return of the Living Dead is like cult comedy horror, having fun, and then Day of the Dead is like, hey, here's some serious political commentary.
You don't want to watch Dawn of the Dead?
Oh, Dawn of the Dead just came out in like 78, 79. We'll watch it eventually.
I thought it came out in 80.
No, I think it's 79. I was going to bring up something interesting about the disparity of acclaim for Dawn of the Dead compared to Day of the Dead, but we'll bring that up when we actually watch either one of them. Yeah, it's really interesting. It has a lot to do with the societal changes. So keep that in mind.
It has a lot to do with Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan. I'm glad Reagan dead.
I don't know. I have one feeling one or the other. Once he's out of power, it didn't matter to me.
No, I want him dead. I'm glad that he's dead. I piss on his grave. I go pee 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 pee. Taste my piss, Reagan. Piece of shit. We'll do a dookie on it.
He might like that. He might be into the dookie play.
We'll be like, how do you like this, Guinness, you bog trotter?
Oh, hey, look at those fellas out there. They don't even know how to wear shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that wraps it up for Shaolin versus Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang versus Shaolin.
Hugging it up. Check it out. I mean, there's a YouTube channel that has like all of Gordon Liu's Shaolin movies on it.
Which is where we watched it because it was supposed to be on Prime, and then I went to watch it on Prime. Like, we got a problem with this video.
Yeah, it's some licensing issues or something, but it's called Wu-Tang Collection. And yeah, they also have like 36 Chambers of Shaolin, arguably the best Gordon Liu Shaolin movie. So you watch that instead if you want. But we probably watch that on the podcast eventually. So maybe wait.
Yeah, wait on that until we watch it, or you can watch it now and you can be caught up with us.
Yeah, I don't know. Just live your life.
You know, go to that Patreon, McVentureProductions.com, at a Sean McDonald, Twitters and Twitch. Just come on, give us money.
Check it out. It's good. We'll watch Night of the Comet next. Important thing is we got to get the original Four Loko formula out there for the kids. Wu-Tang is for the kids. Four Loko is for the kids. Me, Con McDonald, Kizza, I'm for the kids. Oh yeah, Kizza is like I just stole that from Wu-Tang. RZA Jizza. Also, there's the SZA. She's a great music artist, and the lead singer of Leftover Crack goes by Stizza in homage of the Wu-Tang. So, that's cool, man. That shit's cool. You know, it's the supreme alphabet. Just deal with it, and then give me money so I can have like the ultimate white guy power. Speaking of cloud chasing, though, real quick.
Cloud or cloud?
Clout.
Because I chase a lot of clouds.
Cloud chasing. These cloud chasing fake ass sharks out here. Oh, you didn't like Game of Thrones season 8? I haven't liked that shit ever. Fucking stop chasing my clout. Get off my dick, Space